Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 9 of Titletown Tonight. Today, unfortunately, the Packers didn't play, so we have to talk about other topics. Which,
it's good for our blood pressure.
Yeah, that's true. We'll be diving into fantasy football to start with. Personally, I'm 4-1.
Personally, go fuck yourself.
What's your record again?
I don't even want to fucking talk about it. You know what?
It's not good.
Let me. I think y'all are kind of not really seeing the bigger picture here.
Okay.
I really think that that because Derrick Henry, right?
Okay.
He's been underperforming. He clearly, he's getting up there in age, so he needs to savor for later in the season. So all of his top-end 300-yard games are going to be coming.
I'll trade you for Bill Krosky-Merritt.
All right. No.
No? Okay.
Just flat out no.
No?
But I'm 2-3. The season's not over yet, fellas. Listen, you're over here chanting and hooting and hollering, but you escaped by the tip of your dick.
It was a crazy ass game. I should not have won, but I got lucky. I had Woody Markson as running back, and last second I'm like, nah, let's put Rico Dowdle off of Ravers, and he puts up 206 yards and a touchdown. It was very, very surprising. But then I also had James Cook, who flopped. So he kind of just made up for that James Cook flop. But I had a 99% chance to lose coming into Monday Night Football. My opponent, Matt, has Brenton Strange, who ends up getting injured on his first catch of the game with a hip dislocation, and it's going to be 4 weeks.
I decided to go fuck it mode real quick, as the kids say. They say fuck it mode. That's what all of the older people in our demographics that are 35 to 45, fuck it up mode, fuck it mode, big lingo. Whenever they say that, they're either talking about fantasy football or slinging crack too. But so Jackson Dart, I decided to, in my fuck it mode mentality, to start him over Baker Mayfield because he is the second coming of Jesus Christ. I mean, I think this is something that NFL fans can soul-heartedly agree on, that his bust soul-heartedly
Okay.
agree on that his bust should already be in Canton right now.
yeah. Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart should be busting in Canton, Ohio right now.
3 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
I'm saying that he should be busting
And
in
a
Canton,
fumble.
Ohio right now.
He has the same amount of turnovers as touchdowns.
Doesn't matter.
I think that it does matter.
Peyton Manning was way worse.
No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
First
so
season.
Jackson Dart for becoming the next prodigal son, the Tom Brady with some flavor, if you will. I just got to say that he really underperformed this game, and I think it was because
It's
he knew
against the Saints.
Listen, the Saints brought their A game.
Oh my God.
They brought their A game, and I knew that they were going to get 3 wins this season. It just turns out that this was going to be one of their 3 wins.
I wanted to go back.
Which I'm pretty sure the Giants, I did pick them to win in my pre.
You definitely did. You definitely did. I wanted to look back at the beginning of the season, or the beginning of the week, and he was telling me to put Daniel Jones in. I have Bo Nix. If I put Daniel Jones and listen to this idiot, I lose the damn game.
You lose the damn game if your opponent's tight end doesn't go out with a little granny hip injury.
Yeah,
either.
but this is why you're 2-3. It's because you just don't got that ball knowledge.
You don't got that. I don't have that ball knowledge.
Yeah, everyone telling me start Daniel Jones, start Daniel. You're dumb. Bo Nix for the win. I ride or die. And
so why is your team name not Blow Dick Season?
It's Zay Flowers rolling hours.
Yeah, it was Drake May, but then you didn't get him in fantasy.
Yeah,
honestly,
3 weeks in a row, Bo
your
Nix
marketing
is outscored
push
Drake
here
May,
has been just absolute dog water.
3 weeks in a row, Bo Nix outscored Drake May. I'm happy. Since I got Bo Nix, he's outscored Drake May every single season.
No, he's doing good. He's doing good. But I think if I decide not to go Jackson Fart and I decide to not go Chris Godwin Jr. in my flex, I would have had a way better shot at winning.
He would have still lost. You have the results. What do you mean
Listen,
a better shot?
You know what? Here's the deal. Jamar Chase with 29 points. He's risen. He is risen. And not to get too much into headlines quite
All
yet.
All garbage time points, Christian.
But
with
Joey F coming to town, he's gonna sink that wide receiver 1 status right back.
Jake
into the
Browning
NFL's
is
rectum.
better than Joe Flacco.
I guess we'll have to see.
All time, no.
All time, yes.
No,
Joe Flacco was elite.
Joe Flacco going 2 for 6
Was
or
Joe
8?
Flacco elite?
Was Joe Flacco elite in the playoffs? He was at one point. Yes.
Do you think not just in general going into a season?
No.
You think of the elite quarterbacks in the league? Do you think he was one of them at his prime?
No.
You miss prime? You don't think so? You don't think he was elite?
He was not good in the regular season pretty much ever.
But he won a Super Bowl.
Because he's good in the playoffs for some reason. He's
what
really
does that
good.
even mean?
I don't
good
know.
In the playoffs.
Statistically, he's so much better in the playoffs than the regular season.
Statistically doesn't mean he's just like, oh, I'm just going to turn on the Jets real quick.
Well, maybe it's the pressure of the playoffs that really propels him into it. Maybe he's in the Browns. He has no pressure to win.
Maybe if pressure is what he wants, that's why he went to the Bengals.
He just hates having a good O-line.
Yes, if he has a good O-line, then he's not going to be pressured to make those big plays.
Yeah, but it's
and
not
guess who's going to be making those big plays too? Jamar Chase. Listen, y'all can call me tinfoil hats or whatever, but Joey F is going to come into town. He's going to whoop some ass.
All right, buddy.
He's going to whoop some ass after we play that.
Yeah, 3 interceptions consecutively, all in a row. 1, 2, 3 picks. He's going to be terrible.
No,
and also, how is he starting even though he hasn't looked at our playbook yet? He's the quarterback. He has to orchestrate all the plays. How is this going to work?
Just Jamar Chase is down there somewhere.
Nah, or it's just going to be like really simple packages.
It probably will be.
Then it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. If they
really wanted to compete, they would have not gotten Joe Flacco.
Then why did they get Joe Flacco?
So to save Zac Taylor's ass, so he doesn't get fucking fired.
What do you mean? He's not going to win any more games with Joe Flacco.
That's what I'm saying. He has to put a scapegoat out there.
Yeah, no, it's not going to work.
We'll get more into that.
Should have been Jameis Winston.
After intermission, we definitely have a lot of NFL headlines to go through. But in terms of fantasy football, I
have a question. It's week 6. How are we feeling about your fantasy team going forward?
I think if my team turns on the Jets, this will be the best team in the league. Because, you said it yourself. If this was the beginning of the season, this would be the most crazy fucking roster you've ever seen in your life.
That's not what I said.
That's exactly what you said.
I said at the beginning of the season, yours was the best roster.
If this was my roster at the beginning of the season, I would have the best roster.
No. Well, yeah, because you got Jamar Chase. Yeah.
Yes, I got Baker Mayfield, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, Hunter Henry, Tony Pollard, Bills defense, and Brandon Aubrey.
Yeah, George Pickens wouldn't have been good at the beginning of the season compared to now. And I'm very mad at myself for not drafting Javonte
Yeah, it's
Williams.
crazy. Your ass.
Christian, who's number 1 on the power rankings right now?
Not
who's number
you for
1
long.
in the league?
Not you for long.
I play Rocky.
You haven't played me, bro.
2 more weeks.
You haven't played me. The matchup's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be a blowout.
No, it's not. Just like how we play college football. He is 0-3 against me in college football.
He won't let me rematch.
I do rematch, and I win. Again. And again.
He won't rematch.
And again. Your buns.
If we had our overall record through history of college football, it would be disgustingly.
Dude, if we had an overall history of every time I punched myself in the dick, I would definitely be winning right now.
I think you would probably.
You see how that's completely asinine?
No, not the same fucking question.
It is. It's the same question.
Because we play against each other.
It's just Mad Libs. You take out Madden in college football, put in hitting yourself in the dick. It's the same question. It's the same formula. You just get a different answer. So it shows the lack of objectivity.
I wanted to talk about my favorite game of the week,
Okay.
which, shocking. I mean, actually, favorite game of the week was Broncos-Eagles, but that was just a good game. But the
Yeah.
shockingly great game of this week was Titans and Arizona Cardinals.
That was
shit
actually
was
crazy.
so funny.
Yeah.
I turned that shit off in the third quarter, and I miss a interception, fumble turned into a touchdown for Tyler Lockett. I also missed what was the other like?
Demicardo.
Oh yeah,
how the fuck-
fumbling
Yeah,
right at the line.
touchback. That's
How does that keep happening? Quick.
how do you? I have a question for you about that. Like, what is your perspective on Gannon's reaction to him on the sideline? Did you see that clip?
I think you can't hit a player, but
Yeah.
I
Nah.
get it. I get the frustration because also like, number 10 on the Colts, Pitt Mitchell, he did that last week.
Yeah.
Fumbled, and then it was a touchback.
It's so common. You would think
How does
that,
it keep happening?
You would think that coaches would just discipline the shit out of that. One thing I do have to say about the Gannon deal, like, I understand your job as a head coach is, well, I'm not even going to put stress into the reason why you have aggression because that's just kind of the character you have to play if that's your way of coaching.
Also, it looked like he tried to hit him on the shoulder. You know?
Yeah, I just like if you see him on the sideline, you look at his body language, and people need to understand. Yes, that's your job as a head coach to like get in their face and make sure they don't do it again. But this isn't like some fucking diva. You could clearly tell that he was his own worst critic in that situation.
Also, I rewatched. I know. There's no excuses for that play, but I'm like 95% sure that was a touchdown.
It did look like it crossed the plane
By
before he
like
lost
a full football length.
I don't know.
The full football looked
It
like
would
it was
have.
over.
I think it actually would have been close because it doesn't.
And why is there
continue
no
until
pylon
after
cam?
you have like I don't know.
What happened to that shit?
Dude, the XFL honestly and Prime they need to release some patents
Prime is fire.
because I'm so sick of like watching this shit. And also like I talked about this briefly in last week's episode when we were talking about the missed calls against the Packers. But it's just so convenient that on so many other plays at like NBC or Fox, they'll show a play, even gratuitous plays with injury multiple times over. But if they show like a very blatantly obvious penalty that the offense is rushing
They'll hide that shit.
to get to the line, to get the snap off, unless if it's something that everyone is universally like upset about,
Yeah.
they'll just go right over it for the sake
Yeah.
of the game, which I get to a certain extent, right? If you call like to your point, if you call every holding penalty, the game would be like mind-numbingly long.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have seen so many plays over the last few weeks that would have changed the tide of the game if they'd been called differently. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of backlash about this when it doesn't inevitably happen because there's going to be a lot of money in it. But just referees done by artificial intelligence needs to happen like now because I'm
Yeah.
sick of this shit. It's not fun to watch if your team is out there busting ass. There's still factors that are not up to you.
Here's the thing. I mean, I guess you could sway the AI, but like I think that Vegas genuinely has like an impact on the game. Like
I'd say that's fair.
I think they genuinely do, and you can't do that if you had a robot AI ref. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
you could, I guess, but I think
it's
it's
possible.
going to be a lot longer until we get it's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
think
way
about how much money is going into AI.
Yeah,
I'm sure the NFL can make
Also,
that money
like,
back with a good deal with an AI company.
I swear they were going to use that new
Or
ball
AWS.
tracking technology. I have
Yeah.
not seen that all
They
season.
have microchips in all the shoulder pads now, though.
But what happened to the ball placement technology?
Then I know I've noticed that too. It was
Sony
Nighthawk or something
yeah,
like that.
Sony Nighthawk, and that just does not exist.
Yeah. I don't know. We haven't seen it like at all. We
At
just have
all.
replay review.
Yeah, don't know where that went.
Yeah.
Vegas.
I do think that the new
Vegas.
kickoff rules this year though are pretty nice.
I think that's the biggest way that Vegas actually does that is the ball spotting.
Yeah.
It's so bad sometimes. It's like no one notices it because like, oh, you're just trusting the guy that Is his sole job is to spot the ball. It'll be a full yard or two off, and a yard can change the entire game.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's a good argument to have. Is like they might not have AI refs just for the sole reason of having an advantage.
What do you think? Like when it comes down to businesses and marketing, you can kind of spin any change. You could put that in a general sense. Any change to make it look appetizing. What do you think that looks like when it comes to the integration of artificial intelligence within the NFL going forward?
I think there's going to be a group of people that are upset about it because, like, think about people that actually go to school for refereeing and, like, they want to be an NFL ref. Mm-hmm. Then, let's just use some fucking robots. And I get, and that's another reason why it might not happen is because they're going to use that as an excuse to not get AI refs. Is like, oh, we want to hire humans.
Do you think that the publicity that the NFL gains from bad ref play impacts their monetary value, like positively or negatively? Like, do you think that they've pushed off replay review, for example, but not solely just because of the technological advancement and waiting for that, but also getting, like, headlines posted about them?
Maybe, but also, like, if you think about it, every other sport has terrible reffing.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're not going to get 100% of the calls right. Ever.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, I might be completely incorrect. I'm sure soccer has a number of refs that's similar because of the field size. But you can't tell me that a group of, like multiple refs that are looking at the same spot on the field can't all come together and disagree to find a common resolution that would maybe be a semblance of truth.
But one of the refs got that guy on fantasy.
That's true.
So he can't call the play. You can't call the flag. He just scored a 60-yard touchdown.
Life imitates art. That Key and Peele sketch was monumental for the next generation of refs.
That's 13 points on my fantasy team wiped.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But that's a great conversation to have about the future of the NFL is the refereeing. And I think honestly, we already have the technology to have better refereeing, but we're not implementing it.
I'm so ready to go to battle with anyone that's like, it was just part of the game. I'm like, it's ruined so many games.
Yeah.
I'm sure Saints fans are getting an inside erection right now just thinking about port referee play.
Or like the Lions.
Or the Lions.
The Lions are probably the worst, but
or the Packers with that Fail Mary.
I wanted to talk about referee play as kind of like perfect transition. The Chiefs, pretty fair refereeing this year. Now they're 0-3 in single-digit games or single-score games. Last year they were 10-0.
Yeah, I think they had it's the Chiefs, right? They're gonna find a way. They're gonna slip into the wild card at the minimum and make a long run.
But
right?
It's
gonna
the
happen.
thing.
But I think that they are aging pretty poorly across the board in terms of, And I'm gonna go into this in a little bit. But Chris Jones, prime example. He's an elite or was elite veteran defensive tackle. Taking like the last play off the game where Trevor Lawrence ran into the end zone.
This is more than just that play.
But
he
also,
is lazy.
Yeah, like Kelsey has either just fallen off the face of the earth or he's distracted. And I don't know. I can't say that it's the publicity and the spotlight because I think that's just kind of BS.
Yeah,
but
it's fair. I think there's something to say with not the publicity, but the attention requires you to do more things. Yeah. Especially when you're dating and the most A-list celebrity you can really date.
Fair enough.
Like you're forced to do things that are probably gonna make you tired. Like But I think there's no shot the Chiefs make the playoffs if they lose their one-score games.
You really think so?
If they keep losing their one-score games, they are not making the playoffs. That's the reason why they were so great.
Do you think
that was the only reason why they were so great?
What is just pull it out? Percentage chance that if Lamar doesn't come back to MVP form this year, the Ravens miss the playoffs.
It'd be crazy.
Do you think it can happen?
It could. It could. I think they have a more likely chance to make the playoffs than the Chiefs.
I agree with that. I just look at their injury list, and it's, you can't count on all of those injuries to come back, be fully healthy right off rip, and also not have lingering injuries as well.
Lamar could be solid, and they would still be fine. Their defense is just so shit. Mm-hmm. And Derrick Henry's not doing his job. Just nothing's clicking other than Zay Flowers.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back. We have some quick headlines that we want to run over to close out the episode today. First and foremost, the biggest blockbuster trade in the history of quarterbacks.
It's true.
Has occurred. The man, Mr. Ohio, is staying in his home, but putting on some new threads.
I don't think that's still like a 4-hour drive. He just he's just driving 4 hours every single practice.
Yeah. Joe Flacco is now a Cincinnati Bengal, and they acquire him with a 6th-round pick for a 2026 fifth. Jake Browning gets benched. He's been outwardly upset about it. Understandably.
Jake Browning, you're fucking trash.
All right.
Sorry.
To be fair, and he said this himself, that he doesn't feel like he is the blame for the Bengals' offensive struggles, which I think is fair.
And Joe Flacco is not going to be better than Jake Browning.
Joe Flacco, it's like that meme. It's like he just stood further back. It's the same dude. But you look at this as like a casual NFL fan, and you will look at this as like a definite scapegoat for Zac Taylor.
Yeah, but like
what does this change?
It can't change shit for Zac Taylor either. If I'm an NFL owner, I'm questioning what the hell is this.
Jake Browning
should have been Jameis. We all know that.
Jake Browning having as much experience in the system as he has, I feel like outweighs the experience that Joe Flacco gains coming in and getting like 2 pages out of the playbook.
Joe Flacco has arguably too much experience. He's just an idiot. He's
Bro is senile and throwing to targets he had back when he was on the Ravens.
Dude, I have no idea how the Browns fleeced the Bengals. By the way, I mean it's just like I think the value was the difference between a 6th and the 7th.
Yeah,
a 5th and a 6th.
So I think we need to look at the fact that Zac Taylor is 4-28-1 without Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he needs to go. Let's be real.
Bottom 5 offense in scoring.
Joe Burrow should have been MVP last season. After this
it saddened me from the moment I saw him take off when he started popping off on the Bengals. Because, everyone was like, get this man some O-line. It was the memes for the entire draft. And then they got Jamar Chase.
Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
And then anyone else. And then
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Obviously, you wouldn't have that elite Jamar Chase connection, and maybe I would have some elite play from him right now.
I did draft Joe Burrow in the 4th round, by the way. He got injured, if you didn't know.
Yeah, no, he said right afterward, after he drafted
Literally
him.
like that, I said I should not have done that.
But coming up next in terms of headlines, Ravens trade a pass rusher when one of the biggest needs is the pass rush.
Yeah, which is like, as a Chargers fan, you're gonna be like, why the hell? He must Ngakwe? No,
Odafe
Owe.
And so they traded him and a 2027 7th-round pick for Alohi Gilman and a 26 5th-rounder. So that's another safety in the best safety room in the NFL. I don't think that really moves the needle at all for them. I think this is a bad move.
He could be put down to corner, though. I think he is.
No, but they signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson as well. So clearly the Jair signing has been very fulfilling for them.
Oh, yeah. As you predicted.
Yes, exactly. And
it is like crazy how bad he's been this season so far.
What
happened? Because, like, it's not even injury. Because, I don't know, maybe it is injury.
It's, I I can see how it would be difficult to potentially contain a personality like Jair Alexander if it's not like I'm saying that from the perspective of he's so vibrant and cheery on camera.
Yeah.
And he talks a lot of shit in the game, which is great. You want that guy to get in those people's heads. I'm not saying that it's necessarily a personality issue what drove him out of Green Bay, but I feel like that on top of the fact he doesn't play, and I know this has been talked up and down, right? But there was a definite reason why they weren't just going to, like, he was, I don't know, it's regardless of whether if he was willing to restructure or not, there would have probably been a resolution if they had any confidence of him playing a full season.
Yeah.
Because I think an incentive deal he would have taken if he knew that he was able to play a full season. I feel like that was more of a bluff on him and his agent's end.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can't do that. I need this guaranteed stuff because I'm worth it, which when healthy he is. But I think it's more of a play of him and his agent knowing that he probably won't be able to stay fully healthy for an entire season to make that worth it for both sides.
Yeah.
Or at least for their side. But before we continue, their pass rush, the Ravens' pass rush, is 30th in sacks. So 6 sacks this season and 29th in pressures, 33. I'm pretty sure Micah Parsons has more pressures than that this season.
And Owe had like 10.5 sacks 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, no, he was pretty solid, and it's just such a, you know, the apple fell so far from the tree compared to previous Ravens defensive generations.
Yeah.
That it makes you wonder, like, are we entering a new phase of
They
the
miss
Baltimore
Patrick
Ravens that's gonna like borderline end up being, you know, lopsided and not complimentary?
But we were all thinking this was the best team in the league before the season. Really.
Yeah.
And it looks on paper this defense should be so fucking good.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And it's the
terrible.
Injuries. It's kind of the Lions story.
It's not even injuries though. Like,
look at the injury list.
I know the injury is bad, and this is back-to-back weeks. We've said the same thing. That defense was pretty much healthy week 1 and 2, and they still gave up 40 points each game.
So here's the list: Marlon Humphrey is questionable.
That's bad.
Rosengarten, their two offensive tackles, 2 starters are out. Zay Flowers is questionable. Ricard, their fullback, is questionable. Awuzie is questionable. Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, obviously Lamar Jackson, Devontae Walker, Ronnie Staley. They're all their
Are any of them out?
Emory Jones Jr. is 100% out, which is another one of their offensive tackles that is a starter.
Before, I had a question. We're 3 weeks away from the trade deadline. What trades are you looking like? What players do you think are going to get traded?
I can see
some Garrett Wilson.
I could see obviously one of the quarterbacks from the Giants.
Yeah,
making their way out.
I am shocked they didn't take Jameis, but it is
or
interesting
Russ, for that matter.
The Browns QB room diminished into just Dylan Gabriel and Shador.
I'm sure you would have to give up a little bit more compensation for Russell Wilson, but I think it's negligible considering.
Yeah, I would way rather gone Jameis.
Yeah, I think anyone. I feel bad because the Joe Flacco story was so amusing when he came out of retirement and he led the Browns to the playoffs. Like, that was really cool, but
yeah. And it went well.
It just doesn't. The move makes no sense, even for their system. Like, you can't have a aging statue of a quarterback behind the 4th worst offensive line in the league.
I think the Cardinals have got to start trading people.
I think I read that Joe Flacco upgraded from the 3rd worst offensive lineman in the league to the 4th for pass protection.
Poor guy.
So we'll see how that ends up going. But yeah, I mean, there's 7 players on injury reserve, and they're mostly on defense. Only one of which is on offense.
I'm surprised that the Jets are 0-5. And and like they're playing the Broncos this week. They're going to be 0-6.
It's kind of
that's really bad.
When do you think the NFL in general and Jets fans they already know.
I want to wait before you finish the sentence because I know they're poverty, but This is the first time in NFL history throughout any team in the league that a team has gone 0-5 and had 0 turnovers. And
That's crazy.
And the crazy part about that is that Aaron Glenn is a defensive head coach, and he has 0 turnovers in 5 games. That's so bad.
That is really bad.
I'd be very scared as a Jets fan.
The point that I was going to bring up kind of lines up perfectly with that. I mean, at what point are fans going to realize that you can't point at one person?
It's Aaron Rodgers.
It's
still Aaron Rodgers'
It's
fault.
still all of Aaron Rodgers' fault that the Jets are ass. Like, you have generationally god-awful franchise
He
on your
did
hands.
hand him one of the L's this season, though.
Who?
Aaron. He had 4 tutties.
True. Vintage Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I think, I know I'm optimistic, but I think he'll play another season. I think he's regained his love for the game.
I think he loves the game because he's smiling so much more.
Yeah.
And he's still getting feisty, but it's a different feisty. It's not like
He's throwing out blocks.
that was funny.
Let's see
a
Joe Flacco doing
pancake
that.
even.
Yeah.
It was a pancake. He got his ass was on his butt. 3 weeks away from. I already asked this question, but we're 3 weeks away from the trade deadline, and this question didn't really get answered. But what do you think are some players that are probably going to get traded by the end of the deadline?
Well, I think for sure, one of the Giants quarterbacks will be out of that room, going somewhere else eventually.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be one of them going to the Bengals, but apparently Joe Flacco was the better option.
This is not true. Just not true. It should not have been Joe Flacco.
I don't know what they thought. I mean, you're putting a statue of a quarterback behind an arguable upgrade, apparently behind the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, which is just notoriously terrible.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of other players around the league,
I saw a article, that was fake, but someone was saying that the Packers are looking to get Calvin Ridley. But I'm like, they should trade Calvin Ridley, though.
I agree. I think
should trade Calvin Ridley.
He's at that point where, he's kind of he's
productive.
I wouldn't say he's up that much in age. I mean, he was banned from the NFL for a minute for gambling a couple grand,
nuts.
which is just fucking insane.
Because he was doing so well at that point, and then that was nuts.
I think they overstayed his welcome in terms of the peak value you could get for a trade acquisition from him.
Yeah.
But I think this would be the year to get him out and be able to recuperate some of that draft capital. I think it's just crazy that all of this just came down to A.J. Brown going to the Eagles. I mean, it's insane how you arguably had such a set offense, even with Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback, and you just somehow managed to even fuck that up and try to rebuild again for the 80th time, and you're still the worst team in
Titans
the NFL.
are so bad this season.
Yeah.
They should definitely, without a doubt in my mind, there's not even they should be 0-5. They should not have won this week. They should not have won this week. That Damarado was a touchdown.
I think
whatever
it would make sense if he was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's what I was thinking.
I think it's just, you kind of get that internal clock in your head. I'm like, man, it's been how many years has it been since Kansas City has gotten?
And if Calvin really goes to the Chiefs, it might be over. Fantasy good fantasy player there.
Yeah.
That
would be game changing. That would skyrocket his
Titans
value.
are like the only team that are willingly to trade to the Chiefs, because every other team's like, well, we don't want to give it to Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
But they're not Super Bowl they're not even playoff contenders, so they're just like, we just want to be a better team.
Yeah.
You can have this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they could probably get a 4th rounder for him.
Yeah, which is fair and probably really good value for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But Rashee Rice is yet to come back still.
We don't know how he's going to be, coming. We look at Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin was holding out, and there are physical injury implications for holding out and you're not playing consistently and then throwing yourself right back into the action. So it'll be interesting to see if he is able to stay healthy for one, but also if he is going to be mentally right.
I wanted to talk about this NFL, not NFL, but football players being reckless drivers. Talk about Lacey.
Yeah.
Which
Kyron
was
Lacey.
Kyron Lacey. That was unfortunate. Very sad. That that police officer should go to prison.
For all those that don't know, he was acquitted of his crimes and found innocent. And to those, I think most people know what happened or what supposedly happened and then what led on from that. Kyron Lacy was supposed to be a top prospect this year. And, like, even that aside, I think it's a very unfortunate deal, but I think it's important to happen because it's so rare for – like these specific isolated incidences to be highlighted in the mainstream media.
Yeah.
It's so easy to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, we got to so he got wrongly accused of causing an accident and speeding, and the media took that and ran away with it. And, you know, obviously that can't be a good feeling. Yeah. Everyone in the world thinks you just almost killed people. Yeah. And, you know, he ended his life tragically before the NFL draft this year. And, recently they found out that it was all false, and they found the traffic footage, which is why wasn't that provided like immediately? Why wouldn't, if you have the footage, why what the hell?
That's what court's for, right?
You have the footage of the crash. Why would you I don't know how that happens, to be honest. It's a very corrupt system. It's messed up.
Yeah, but you know, the Jaguars beat the Chiefs this week.
That's hype. Yeah,
that's pretty hype. Fuck the Chiefs. You stupid fucking Chiefs. Fuck you, Chiefs. Fuck you, Kansas City. 2-3 like
Christian's fantasy team.
Go fuck yourself.
If you're 2-3, you're a dog shit.
Fuck you, Caden. But if you did somehow either A, did not get to see the game, or B, didn't see any of the highlights, Trevor Lawrence with the
double
the double fall
down
and still got the tutty.
Yeah,
to win the game. And Devin Lloyd, 99-yard pick six.
That was dope.
Absolutely phenomenal.
So cool.
And Mahomes still did decent. 318 for 3 tutties and 1 costly pick, which was obviously the pick 6.
He had 3 touchdowns? I guess he had a rushing, didn't he?
Yeah. And Chris Jones obviously getting blasted on social media for quitting on the final play.
Yeah.
So do you think
I think actually the main problem with the Chiefs offense is not their receivers. How is Patrick Mahomes consistently being the number 1 runner on the offense?
Yeah,
that should not be the case.
And they have Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco.
They're not
both
using
fully
Isaiah.
Healthy.
Kareem Hunt has been used in the red zone pretty well, but I would say that they just don't use Isaiah Pacheco as much as they should. If they can't establish their run game, their offense is going to be miserable all year, and they know that.
Yeah.
I just hope Andy Reid, because throughout his career, he's only really like been talented through the pass, designing passes. Not a lot of run plays, so
it's going to be interesting to see if they can balance that out.
They got to change the playbook.
So I guess a question is, do you think this is more of a statement win for the Jaguars, or do you think this is more of a wake-up call for the Chiefs?
Statement win, because the Jags are legit. They should be 5-0. What was the game that they lost? Damn. I don't remember.
I couldn't tell.
I don't remember. It was something really close, and it was like something dumb happened, and the Jags lost. They should be 5-0.
Yeah.
I think they're an actual legit, like not Super Bowl contender, but
dark horse.
Something.
Dark horse championship.
Yeah, same level as like the Seahawks, I would say.
You think so? I think they would be better than the Seahawks.
I think the Seahawks are really good.
I think.
And the Buccaneers are just slightly better.
I think Darnold will choke in the playoffs again.
It's just, but he's on the Vikings though. The Vikings are they choke, not.
I guess we'll see. Whether if it carried through the franchises.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers edge off the Seahawks, 38-35.
Whoa.
Baker Mayfield, 87.9 completion percentage, 379 for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I'm so glad he was on my bench. Amika Abuka, or how the fuck did Rob Gronkowski? Abuga?
Amika Abugbu.
Abugaboo.
Abubu. I don't remember.
CTE coming in crazy, but Abuka had 163 yards and a touchdown. Rashad White, 3 rushing touchdowns. Tampa Bay advances to 4-1. I think it's time to put them into the NFC top 5 conversation.
I agree, but then definitely NFC top 5. That's without a doubt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who's above?
So you got
The Eagles.
You got Eagles, Lions, Packers.
We'll put them up there, but
We'll put the Packers at 4. Who's 3?
Probably Commanders, right? I think the Buccaneers are better.
No, I think the Commanders dropped out of top 5.
Definitely
Easily.
not 49ers. Definitely not Seahawks.
No.
Rams maybe? Nah.
Rams, I think they're in the top 5. I think they're 5.
Yeah, but
I'd put them at 5.
they should not.
I know they just lost, but I still put them at 5. But I do think the Buccaneers. I think they're interchangeable with the Packers.
Yeah. Baker
Just
Mayfield
based off of our current efficiency.
I'm not even kidding. Baker Mayfield looks like the most accurate quarterback in the league. Like
he has
so
been incredibly efficient.
Yeah.
So do you think that this is going to be a momentum they have to ride, or do you think that they're the type of team to rise to any occasion?
I want to also mention that they really just be winning really tight games.
I know their offense always seems to want to come back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and
I mean they're clutch.
They're clutch.
And I think if they can get any momentum in the first half of the game and they can be up at half, I mean, I feel like it's a good problem to have, I think, considering you're one of the most efficient offenses in the league right now. So moving on to the Lions, dominated the Falcons 34-13. Jared Goff 325, 3 touchdowns. Amon-Ra
I didn't even watch that game.
Has 126 and a touchdown. Defense ranks top 3 in rush yards allowed. So, do you think
the Lions are legit? They might be the number 1 team in the league. Next.
Do you think they're the most complete team in the league?
Yes, and I don't want to talk about it because that was a wrong prediction. Let's go next.
But yeah, we're just gonna close out with some quick hits. OBJ suspended 6 games on no fucking team. I don't know how that he's got to get signed and then it got to kick in. But he's an undrafted free agent. He got caught with PEDs. This one was the most surprising. Xavier Howard retires midseason.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty crazy.
That's from the Dolphins, right? I don't know.
No, he's not, he was not on the Dolphins. He moved teams. I
Colts?
think maybe
Xavier Howard was on the Dolphins.
He was on the Dolphins, but he was not recently.
He's old. Makes sense.
But in the quarterback rankings, Josh Allen holds a quarterback 1 spot. And besides that, Tyreek Hill, unsurprisingly, is out for the year.
I thought that was
multiple torn ligaments. Yes, but it was a dislocated knee, and then more information.
Maybe they should air out his divorce and
his
domestic abuse case
life,
on live television.
That's the thing about this
that'll
era.
Fix his knee.
This is my favorite thing about this era of humanity is like I don't want to live my own life. I don't want to do things that are complicated or challenging. Why would I do that when I can just invest in somebody else's life and they do the work for me?
That's true.
Because
think about it.
I could just sit and watch the Kardashians for 16 hours in one sitting and I could absorb social life, marriages, I love in general. Why do you even need to go meet people if you can go watch 2 people that are very high net worth getting together and networking,
and then watching them so that you give them even more money?
Exactly.
And then I was just thinking that donating to Twitch streamers is the biggest waste of money, and especially the uber famous ones. Like, oh, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 50 subs.
Yeah.
And that's $500, and they barely got mentioned.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a great way to end the episode today.
I agree. Well,
we got off track completely. But
I mean, I think having a bye week, I think it's okay. It's okay. It's definitely acceptable. Content. And I mean, for what it's worth, it's kind of nice to have a low stress episode.
Yeah. Next episode, I'll be 5-1.
We'll see.
Feel good.
We'll see about that. And we'll be taking a Packers W. We'll be eating it up.
Yeah, of course. If we lose to the Bengals,
I'm so pissed that
over.
Jameis did not go to the Bengals.
Yeah,
I wanted to,
very upsetting.
But if you watched up to this point, thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment down below. What did you think of the episode? What do you think could change? Consider subscribing. It's free. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we're at 45.
You can use your little muscles to click that little red button down there. And
45 subs.
46 actually.
46.
We're skyrocketing right now.
Well, I mean,
we are
we
skyrocketing.
In 2 weeks, we've quadrupled their subs.
If in 2 weeks we could gamble our subscribers on blackjack 62 times and become the richest continent,
Most famous
we would
YouTuber
have
of all time.
more money than any GDP on the planet.
It's true.
So please subscribe.
Thank you.
So we can gamble away you. All right.
Thank you.